episode 129. I'm on 7.3 Boulder with Ellie Salthouse, the overall. Welcome to the Pursuit of the Perfect Race. I'm Coach Terry Wilson, and with each episode, I bring stories of athletes to you that share their experiences at races in order for you to learn how to have your perfect race. We will hear stories from athletes of all ages, abilities, and races of all distances. So regardless of where you fit in, there's something in it for you. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let the pursuit begin. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pursuit of the Perfect Race. Today I have the pleasure of talking with my friend Ellie Salthouse about her recent race experience at IRONMAN Boulder 70.3, where she won the overall female with a time of 4 hours, 3 minutes, 57 seconds. Ellie has been doing triathlons for the past 14 years and has been a professional triathlete for the last 8 years and is being coached by the wonderful and world-class coach Siri Lindley. This race took place on August 4th, 2018, with the temperature being 66 and rising to 91, and the water temperature was 70 degrees. Welcome to the show, Ellie. I look forward to hearing about your race experience at Boulder.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Awesome. So why did you pick this race to do in the first place?
Well, I live up here in Boulder, so essentially for me it's almost a hometown race, so it was a no-brainer. Of course I was going to race this race, and I won here in 2016, so I wanted to come back and try to get my crown back.
Nice. So going into this race, how was your training?
I've had a bit of an up and down year so far. Earlier in the year I was injured. I've been injured the last 18 months with a hamstring injury, so this was my first race back from injury, and I had a good 8-week block after a few cortisone injections. So getting into the race, I was nervous, but I was really confident in the big block that I'd done.
Okay. Now, the previous 8 weeks going into this race, what was your longest swim, bike, and run workouts?
Longest swim for like 10K.
Wow.
Yeah. Longest ride, maybe 180K. Longest run, 26K.
Wow. So really going above and beyond all the distances.
Definitely, yeah. You got to train above, I think, to be able to affect the race distance. They definitely weren't on the same table.
Oh, good. That's good. Now, were you doing a lot of bricks in training?
Yeah, we do a brick probably twice per week, whether that be swim, bike, or back and run. We make sure we do at least 2 like solid bricks, and then we might have like a run off the bike, but it doesn't have to be like a proper brick, you know.
Okay. Now, are you doing a lot of strength training as well to kind of help with the hamstring come around?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of rehab work on the hamstring, trying to get rid of the injury. So I was doing gym work and exercises every day, twice a day, when I was in the thick of the injury. And now I do gym 2 to 3 times a week, depending on what type of block I'm in. And that's just basically maintenance work, preventative exercises to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay. Now, whenever you're on these long bike rides and long training days, what kind of nutrition do you use?
I don't think you have to do like Gatorade endurance. I've used that long before I was with the company. I find that product's really balanced, well-rounded, a combination of salts and sugars and that kind of thing. So when I'm out training as well as racing, I use a combination of the gels and chews, as well as the electrolyte mix as well. I like more solid things, so I like the chews during training days, preferred, but Wednesday gels just for convenience.
Okay. Now, do you aim to hit a certain number of calories per hour whenever you're training?
I don't really count calories like that. I try and get some fuel in. I constantly be sipping electrolytes and water during the whole day. I try and drink at least 1 bottle per hour. And a combination of both water and electrolyte, and then I try and eat every 30 minutes, whether that be a chew or a gel or something of that nature at the bar, even unless we're stuck at like a bakery or something, but I try and eat at least every 30 minutes.
Stop at a bakery?
I mean, on those long rides, 5.5 hours, we at least try and have one substantial stop where I get a coffee
Wow. So if we take a look at the last, say, 8 weeks going into Boulder,
Yeah,
what was the most hours you trained in 1 week?
good question. I'm not sure. I'm going to say probably around 25 hours.
Wow.
Maybe my biggest week. Yeah.
So how are you raising intensity and volume without getting injured?
I mean, we do it gradually. We don't just jump straight into that. And Stimmy's really smart about it. So she knows my body. She knows how I adapt to that sort of thing. So gradually over the 8 weeks, we built into those kind of weeks. And we're able to get 1 or 2 of those big weeks, and then we have a small week where I back off and I let my body recover. But I think every week we have an easier day or a day off. So I think the fact that we have that allows our bodies to keep going.
Okay. It sounds like she is really in tune with you and your body and how you adapt to training overall.
Yeah, I mean, Sue's really in tune with all her athletes, and she crunches the numbers behind the scenes. We don't always see that, but I know that she does it. And she knows what sort of mileage we can handle and what sort of mileage we need, and that sort of thing. What each of us work differently with different loads and that kind of thing. So she knows that, and she's really in tune with that kind of thing. And she knows if we're injury prone, like that we need to build into it, we need to adapt to the load before we can push it further. So for me, coming back from injury, we started really slowly and we progressed into those big weeks.
Wow. That sounds like a really solid way to go into it. Now, being that you're training 25 hours a week, and I'm assuming you're getting 8 hours of sleep a night, so that put another 56 hours there. How are you managing the life, work, and balance?
I think at least 8 hours a night. I sometimes 10, 11, that 12 is not uncommon.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm also studying part-time at uni, so for me, I like having that as sort of a balance and something else to focus on. So I don't get caught up too much in triathlon and number crunching and worrying about that kind of thing. It's nice to have a bit of an outlet. So, no, I do love it, and I love training, and for me, that's my life, and anything else in addition, like socializing, that kind of thing, it's just an added bonus. But for me, that's not really important, especially at this time of the season. Like, I know I have a jumpsuit, and everything else has to take a backseat.
That makes sense. Now, with your training, were there any days where you just mentally didn't want to train?
I mean, you always have those days where you get up and it's more difficult than other days, but there's never a day where I get up and I'm like, I don't want to train today, because I know that my goals are lofty and I know that I need to work hard to get there. So for me, every day that I'm out training is getting me closer to my goals. And of course, I have days where it's more difficult to get out of bed and it's more difficult to get to training, and mentally maybe the session ahead is more difficult to process. But every day I love training and I love being there. So for me, not training is more difficult than training.
Right. Now, to transition a little bit, how is your taper going into this race? Did you taper at all?
Yeah, of course we did. But, so I had those good 8 weeks, and then we started taper probably 7 days after the race. It was quite a restful taper because we'd had such big weeks leading in, so my body was tired and I really did need to come out of that huge block. So, with 7 days out, I was going my normal long runs the Sunday before, but it was just reduced distance, and we still had some intensity on Monday, Tuesday before the race, as I would normally, but it was just all reduced. It wasn't probably until Wednesday that we started really tapering things like right off. 2 days before the race, it was just an easy swim. The day before the race, I always do just a little bit of everything, just to get the blood flowing, the legs turning over. So yeah, it was quite a reduced taper from what I'm used to.
Okay. Now, whenever you went to the village and started checking in, did this really feel like a hometown race for you?
Yeah, I mean, just like driving my own car on the roads
Okay. Now, going into this race, did you ride and run on the same roads of the race?
I never actually rode the official course, but the course is roads that we ride all the time. The main roads pretty popular amongst the cyclists and the runners here, especially the run course was around the reservoir, which is a very popular route for runners, and we've trained them multiple times, multiple sessions leading in. So, I mean, I knew pretty much every hill, every downhill, every corner, every ascent, descent. I've ridden them 100 times, yeah.
Wow. Now, did you opt to bring your bike the morning of the race or check it the day before?
Whenever I like to the race start on race morning, so for me, that's not something I would typically do. Usually, I would ride my bike the night before and drive in the morning of, but luckily, I was able to ride. It was about 25 minutes to the race from my place, so it was a nice warm-up. And I think that's something I might try and factor in more now is riding to the race.
Okay. Now, to kind of back up just a little bit, the day before the race, are you trying to get anything in as far as a certain meal or nutrition plan?
Definitely, yeah. I'm constantly taking endurance electrolyte formula 2 days prior to the race. I'm just trying to stay hydrated. If I know it's going to be a really hot race, I'll add extra salt to all my food. I'll add salt to my electrolyte mix. And then the night before the race, I always have a big pasta meal or pizza or something with some carbs to make sure I have enough on board to get me through.
Okay. Did you get a lot of sleep the night before the race, or did race day nerves get to you?
I was pretty nervous. I think I only got maybe 6.5, 7-ish hours, which for me is pretty good the night before a race, but 2 nights before the race is the important sleep, so I didn't really mind how much sleep I got the night before.
Okay. Now, to start race day off, what time do you wake up?
I wake up 4:45.
Okay. And what time did your wave go off?
7:10.
Okay, so about 3 hours and some change-ish. Not too good at math.
It's almost 2.5 hours.
Okay. Now, are you trying to get a certain breakfast in?
You know, this morning I get breakfast in the after shot. I don't really have like set times I need to get in 2 hours before, that kind of thing. So I wake up at 4:45. I try to eat my pre-race meal around 5. Nutella on toast, which is my go-to. It's the only time I get Nutella, so I enjoy that a lot.
Wow. So that's like your race day treat.
Yeah, exactly. I wake up and I look forward to that Nutella.
Wow. And so you get over there to the race site, you rack your bike. How much PSI do you use for your wheels on this day?
I put 100 in my race wheels and my training wheels all the time. That's my go-to.
Okay. Now, as far as your wheels, what kind of wheels are you using?
I use cut wheels, so I ran the disc at the back, the jet disc, and the H3 tri-spoke at the front.
Okay.
It's the second time I've run that combination, and it's really fast. I really like running them.
Okay. Any issues with them at all?
Nothing. Everything went perfectly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the race venue goes, you get there the morning of, and did you realize that there was a windstorm that came through the night before?
Well, yeah, I was at the pro panel the day before, and then the race briefing the day before. So yeah, we were sitting out there as a windstorm, and the rainstorm blew through the start of it. I think it kept going a lot longer than that, but in the early evening we were there, and it was very windy. I heard that there was not a lot of sleep had by the officiating crew because they were trying to keep bikes from blowing over into each other, and yeah, I was very glad to have my bike safely in the garage here, actually.
Wow. So you get to the actual swim start after you leave everything in transition and get everything settled there. And what's your mindset like going into this race?
Yeah, I was super race.
Really?
Yeah, it had been a while since I'd had a race where I wasn't injured. So for me, I think that put more pressure on myself because I know that I had no excuse, but I had nothing to worry about other than just giving my best at every moment. And I think that makes it more nerve-wracking. So I was super nervous, and actually walking from transition to the swim start, I saw Siri walking over to the swim start, and for me that was a huge thing because she was able to calm me down, and I always cry before every race. It's just like a release of nervous energy, and so I cried to her for a little bit, and she just, gave me a little pep talk, told me that, I'd had a life, and it was just about, showing off what I'd done and the work I put in. So to hear that, I was very relaxed and, put me in a much better frame of mind. I knew what I had to do, and I was nervous only because I knew it was going to hurt, and that's what everything is. I think everybody's nervous because you know that it's going to hurt so much, and it's about handling that hurt.
Wow. So you get there at the start line, you're chatting with Rachel and a few of the other pros before you actually head out.
Yeah.
How was your nerves then?
I was trying to have a few jokes on the start line. But exactly to make that, this is comforting. But I always try to, crack a joke or say something stupid just to try and laugh and forget about what's actually happening and just to try and break the nervous energy because staying on the start line or in the starting corral, it's just this combination of nervous energy and so much tension to try and get rid of it. It's just it's a lot easier to function and think about positive thoughts and healthy thoughts rather than letting that get into your head. So I mean that's my technique is to just crack a few jokes. But actually we were standing on the start line and this little buddy was trying to get out of the starting corral and he was hopping all over our feet. So I think that really helped actually ease everybody's nerves.
Wow. So the gun goes off. How does the swim go for you?
I actually had a terrible swim. I was really disappointed with it. I stand on the right hand full of Ellie and Rachel, so I think the left hand side in retrospect would have been a better option. But I started far right. And I ended up early on getting second route. We only ended up coming out of the water maybe 20 seconds down, but it was disappointing for me. I would have liked to be out the pointy end, if not out in front. I was swimming really well, so for me that was disappointing. But
Okay.
it didn't affect too much.
Right. Now, you were able to use the wetsuit here, right?
Yeah, correct. Which was unexpected because the water temperature the day before was well higher than the wetsuit legal temperature, so we were all expecting swim skins. But for me as a stronger swimmer would have been to my benefit. But the morning of we got told that it was wetsuit legal.
Okay.
It's very tasty.
Right. Now, what kind of wetsuit are you using?
I use a blue 70 wetsuit.
Okay. Did you use tinted goggles or clear goggles here?
I used 4G mirrored lenses, so they were quite dark. The sun had risen and I was sitting quite high above the water, so there was a lot of glare, so I found that the mirrored lenses. 4G actually had an eclipse lens, which is specific for open water swimming and that glare that comes off the water. So for me, those lenses work really well, and I opted for those on race 10. I think, they were great.
Okay. So as far as the swim goes, did you have a lot of elbows thrown, or were you able to find some feet pretty quick?
I think the thing I'd say in my face is that it's not too rough at the start. There's only 20 women racing, and so the start's quite mellow. I wanted to get out a little faster than I did, but unfortunately I missed all the feet, and there was 4 girls up the front, and then Boulder and I swim side by side the rest of the way, which, I don't know, I love swimming side by side with somebody. It's actually slower than swimming on somebody's feet. to have somebody on your hip or be on someone's hip. It's actually sore, but it is what it is, and we sat side by side the whole way. So.
Wow. So you get out of the swim. Do you take advantage of the wetsuit strippers, or do you just go to your bike?
No, it's really on a wetsuit. There's quite a long run from swim to bike. So thankfully, because that's where I made up actually quite a bit of time on that first group, which was probably 15 or 20 seconds ahead. So as I stripped my wetsuit, I was running quite quickly into transition, and I managed to come out of transition with the late group. So I think I had a pretty good transition.
Okay. And whenever you got out on the bike, did you have a certain strategy of how you wanted to attack the bike ride, or did you want to just push as hard as you could go in every moment? What did that look like?
Yeah, so going into the race, I wanted to go as hard as I could in every moment, and that was the goal, just be my best in every single moment. But as soon as I knew I was down out of the water, I knew my only goal was to get to the front of the race. And coming out of transition, I'd already went up a few spots. I came out third, basically right behind Judy and Alicia, and then I guess 100 or 200 meters into the race, I was already at the front. And then I felt really good, so I was like, well, I'm going for it. So that's what happened.
Wow. Did you have a certain power number or a certain cadence number you wanted to hit? What did that look like?
Yeah, I don't use any data, so I just go entirely by feel, stage exertion. I didn't have any of that in mind. I just knew it was going to happen, so I just went for it. We've practiced it training. We've been doing a lot of swings back. I don't know what it feels like, what my cadence, what my pace should feel like, and I got on that bike and I just did what I do in training.
Wow. Now, I saw you in your Love the Pain kit. Are you still using that?
Yeah, I use Love the Pain. Lucky enough to have a new kit for that race, which happened to be a bit of a showstopper, I guess. It was very bright. But yeah, it's probably my favorite suit so far.
Really?
Yeah.
So whenever you got to the middle stages of the bike ride, how were you feeling, and were there any dark spots on the bike ride?
Well, I mean, it's always going to be dark spots when you're in pain. That's where your head automatically goes to the stop. It's kind of feelings, but for me, I knew I was putting time into those girls behind me, and every time I would get a split from someone, it would keep going out and out, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And so I started hearing about halfway through the bike class, and I had 3 and a bit minutes on the rest of the girls, and she said, now it's just a time trial. How much time can you put into everybody? She said, it's just you and the club. Just go as fast as you can the rest of the way, and then we'll see what happens. So that's exactly like that. When I had done it, it'd be by anybody else, or putting time into anybody else. It was just a case of, racing myself and racing the clock and doing my best in every moment.
Wow. So what's it like to lead the race like this?
I mean, that's really my best racing is from the front. I love racing off the front, and that's where I'm most comfortable. So for me, I feed off that energy and I guess the crowd atmosphere and things like that. It's an incredible feeling knowing that you're on the front, especially when you're putting time into the people behind as well. So I know that I'm feeling better than they are already. I'm just trying to warm it up. But yeah. I mean, way up the front is a special feeling. It's kind of irreplaceable.
Wow. And for this bike, are you using a certain aero helmet to make the most out of it?
Yeah, I use the Giro Arrowhead, which I really like for the bikes, so I don't have to worry about sunglasses and all that kind of thing. And the visor is good. Tinted visor is really great with the sun, things like that. So for me, the Super Arrow, it goes really well with my bike position, so it tucks in nicely. So I think for me, that's probably one of the fastest helmets as well.
Nice. So how do you know how hard to push on the earlier stages of the bike ride versus the later stages of the bike ride? Because as you get through the race and as you get longer on the bike, your RPE is going to go up, which might affect speed or how fast you're going. How do you know how to tackle that?
every moment, to be honest with you. Because part of the bike, it was a case of getting to the front. And once I was at the front, it was a case of just go as hard as you can. So that's what I did.
Wow.
Even though you get tired and your perceived exhaustion goes up against it, you can only go as hard as you can go. So for me, if I put myself go as hard as you can, I mean, it's basically a 10 all the time.
Wow. So are you doing any kind of preparation to get running towards the later stages of the bike ride?
Not really. I'm taking an extra gel before the end of the ride, just so I know I have some extra fuel going into the run. And then I'll make sure I've finished all my electrolyte mix on the front of the bike, just so I get extra fuel again. But I'm trying not to think about the run. I want to make sure that I'm still running the best I can at that stage. I want to ride as hard as I can right to the end of that ride, because especially in that race at Boulder, I was still putting time into the gas. So I had taken my foot off the pedal the last 10 kilometers. I could have given back 30 seconds a minute, something like that. So for me, it was about getting into T2. Trying to give it everything that I could, and not reserving anything for the run. And also know that I run better off of a really hard bike. So the harder I ride, the faster I run. So for me, it's beneficial to ride hard, so I just have to do that.
Okay. How did you find out that you're actually better at running off of a hard bike versus an easier bike?
Just running off the bike. It's just doing quick sessions like that, and I feel better, I run faster, and just numbers and times and that kind of thing. In training, I've learned that the harder I ride, the better I feel, the faster I run. So for me, I'm better off riding hard and seeing what happens.
Okay. So the first mile or two on the run, how's that go for you?
So the first 3 miles, I felt terrible. I was actually unsure I was going to get through the run. I ended up going on in a 17-minute first 3 miles. So it wasn't too bad, but I felt terrible. I was running fast, but I did feel bad. And then I saw Siri at mile 3, and she said, you have 5 minutes on the next mile, so let's see what you got, and let's see what you can do in September and use this as a bit of a practice run for World Champs. I wanted to kind of stand my authority back in the game too, after taking a lot of time away from the sport. I wanted basically to prove to myself that I was back then, and not just where I was previously. So for me, that was the driving force behind it. So when I saw her at mile 3 on the run, I take myself kind of out of those negative thoughts that I felt terrible, and I thought, you know what, if I'm going to win this thing, I'm going to win by a big margin, and I want to prove to myself that I can mix it with the top girls. So that was what I did.
Wow. So it sounds like you were able to be objective with your own thoughts a little bit and say, hey, look, I'm having these negative thoughts here, and I want to get rid of these thoughts and just think about something better.
Exactly. So I think one of the biggest things Siri's taught me over the past couple of years is that you can acknowledge the thoughts and you can kind of watch them float by, but you just have to be so strong that you don't take them on board and don't take them in. And it's not always easy because we're not hurting. Your head does go to a dark place a lot of the time, but I think you need a bigger objective, something that's driving you to let go of that negativity and those dark thoughts, something that fuels the fire almost, so that you can watch the negative thoughts just float by. And they're always going to be there, and you have to acknowledge them and say, all right, I might be feeling terrible, but I have this reason to go harder. And for me, that's really important, and that's something we work really hard on.
So what is your driving force behind your reason of doing all this?
September 1st, I want to be on top of that podium.
Really?
That's a big driving force for me right now, is that until these past 8 weeks, and I think until Boulder, actually, I wasn't 100% my power to be on top. I just have to do it on race day. And so that was my driving force getting to that finish line.
Wow. So, what was your nutrition plan on the run?
Well, actually, I have a flask with some Gatorade endurance gels just mixed in with water, and I run with that normally, but I dropped it running out of T2. So I wasn't carrying any of my own nutrition going onto the run, which was a little bit scary. The first time that's ever happened to me was in my nutrition. But thankfully, every 1.5 to 2 miles, there was an aid station. And they have Gatorade endurance on course, which is the best thing about being with that company is I'm trading with what's on course and I'm racing with what's on course. So I was able to take in electrolyte formula, cola, water. They had ice, which was great because it was very warm. So I put ice down my tri-suit. And I would, each loop on the run, I took in at least one gel. Unfortunately, it wasn't Gatorade endurance, but it was still a gel. And, I had to consider I lost my nutrition. So, I just tried to take in as much as I could and keep it as normal as possible.
Okay. Now, I know part of this loop is on gravel, and there's really no shade on that back stretch over there. How did you deal with that? I mean, because nobody's around you. Your escort for the bike that is escorting you, he can't talk to you or she can't talk to you. How does that go for you? Because it's really just you in your own mind.
Yeah, exactly. Most kids actually on gravel, which I love. So for me, that's much softer kind of surface to be running as it takes away a little bit of the pain. There was actually quite a few spectators, and the series was intersecting me at a lot of points on the run. I had some friends that's in there. So I actually had a lot of support on course. There weren't too many points where I was like, wow, I really love someone to be here now. But yes, it was really hot, and I was grateful for the ice on every aid station that put that down my kit, and that was a real lifesaver. But I think for me, and it's great to have support out there, but the race is between me and my head.
Right.
At all points, regardless of who's out there, so you just need to keep pushing for yourself, and I'm racing my own race, regardless of the support or the coach out there. It's really against the clock.
Right, because I'm sure by mile 10 or 11, you're probably just like, man, I could just walk and feel a lot better right about now.
Yeah, well, actually, the funny thing is, I got to mile 11, and we turned off of the road back into the reservoir road, the gravel road. And Siri intercepted me there, and she said, I want this mile to be your fastest. So, even though I had 8 minutes on the second mile, she gave me this another goal, whereas I possibly could have maybe backed off a little, or, just enjoyed the moment, soaked in a little. She gave me this goal to make my last mile, the 12th or the 13th mile, my fastest one. So for me, that gave me extra fuel, and then you want to get to that finish line even faster, So I think she knows how to get the best out of me, and that certainly did it. She wanted me to use that last mile like it was world champs, the final mile, and someone right there.
Wow, so was that your fastest mile?
I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the last mile of the race, you're going as hard as you can go on that 1 mile stretch. How was it? I mean, you knew you were going to win by this time, right?
It was incredibly painful. Yeah. The only thing that you can really think about is just crossing that finish line. And the last mile is painful regardless, whether you're trying to push really hard or just get to the finish line. So, you just make every step count. And for me, that last mile, I really just had to dig deep and think about, my technique cues and basically the reason about why I was pushing so hard when I didn't really need to.
What's technique cues? What do you mean?
Yeah, just floating, keeping my nose down, that kind of thing, striding underneath my body. But mostly floating. When I get tired, I tend to stand up really tall and extend my momentum backwards. So I need to make sure that I have my floating. I have to make sure my momentum is carrying me forward. So that last mile, that was all I could think about. Quick steps and floating.
Okay. Now, you get to the point where you're going right to the finish line instead of going out on the second loop. How was this momentum here and the emotions that you were feeling going into the finish line?
Yeah, that was pretty magical. You could start to hear the crowds cheering, and you actually take a right turn through the porta potties. I know that's just different. So you're like very isolated. And then all of a sudden you come out on the other side of the porta potties, and that's just crowds lining the finishing chute, and you can see the curve up ahead and the finishing arch. And it's kind of overwhelming, especially when you go away and you can see the finish tape. And for me, it's been a long time since I've come to the tape, and it's been a long time since I've finished a race without pain, bad pain. And for me to see that finishing tape and to hear everyone cheering, and it was so special. It was really emotional, and kind of overwhelming.
Right. So what's it like to actually grab the tape at the end? I mean, because no one I've really interviewed besides like a handful have actually done that. What's it like to raise it above your head and go, wow, I'm first?
It's pretty much a mixed bag of emotions. So it's obviously extremely happy and emotional and ecstatic, and there's actually a lot of relief in there as well. And it doesn't really sink in right away. You're more like, thank God I'm done, like, oh, I've reached the finish line. Until you, you put the banner down and you see everybody, taking pictures, and you see Siri and people congratulating you and wanting to interviews, and you're like, oh, I just won this thing. And I think that's such a special feeling, the fact that you achieved something that you weren't sure was even possible.
Wow. So what did Siri first say to you?
Well, I remember she was on the other side of the fence. We were both crying, and she gave me a massive hug, and I said, I'm back. And she said, no, you're not back. You're better than ever. And I'll remember that for a while.
Wow. So what'd you do after that?
There was a lot of hugs and crying and congratulating everybody else who crossed. And I had a lot of training partners and friends in the race, so obviously I was watching that finish, and I had a few interviews, and you like to retell the story a few times of the race and do a little recount to everybody. And so after that, we had a champagne shower in the flower ceremony, which was amazing. It's always nice when it sinks in and you're popping bottles with the other two athletes on the podium, and it's kind of, you become friends again rather than competitors. That's always really nice.
So who won the champagne shower? Wow. So what's something that you learned about this experience that you'd want to pass on to someone who hasn't done this race before?
It's always really tough racing at altitude, so this race is particularly difficult. It's still beautiful. And I think the biggest piece of advice I could give is to somebody, for instance, coming out of town to do this race is don't look at the times and power and the numbers from other races or training files, because racing altitude is really different. Apart from cardiovascularly, it's difficult to breathe. Your numbers are going to be different. It's slower, racing at altitude. Your heart rate will be higher. So coming out from out of town into Boulder to race, it's a beautiful race, but you just can't compare it to anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you could change one thing about your race and do it over again, what would you change?
I stand on the left side, and that's down the swim.
So do you sight to your right?
I agree to my left, but all the is on the right side. I just went right because I thought it was the fastest way. And I had a few guys around me who I knew would good swimmers that I would be most likely swimming with. But in retrospect, I should have gone left. And once again, you learn. I'm still learning things. And I made the wrong decision in that moment. And I was lucky enough that I could fix it.
Okay. Now, as far as making your race better from an athlete's point of view in the experience of the race, how could Ironman have made your race experience better?
I think Ironman did a great job, actually, of coordinating this race. I actually know the race directors for this race, and every year they do a really good job. We actually this year had the entire diagonal highway closed off to traffic, so that was a huge improvement from previous years. I think if there were one thing that could be done better is maybe showcase more of the riding here in Boulder. We have some incredible riding, some incredible scenery, and beautiful private roads. Course was a little bit. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, there was a lot of highway riding. Probably didn't trip the best of Boulder. So if there's one thing, it's so minor, but if there's one thing that can improve, maybe showcasing better roads for cycling.
Okay. We covered quite a bit about your race. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Okay. Well, I know you're doing the 70.3 World Championships. I just want to say first, good luck there. And aside from that, what's next for you?
I'm actually going to have to take the NPC this weekend, racing the Super League qualifier there, which will be a bit of fun. I'm using a road bike for the first time in 4 years. So,
Really?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. But it's a really unique format. So I'm looking forward to just, testing some speed and finding some speed before 70.2 Worlds. It actually fits in really nicely with my prep. So it's like a 3-day super sprint type format. So yeah, I think that will be great. And then I'll come back to Boulder for a few days, have a couple of my stuff, and then head out to South Africa where we are with my parents.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been in this endurance world for quite some time. You've gotten to do a lot of amazing races. What races are on your bucket list?
It's really South Africa's always been on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do a safari, and I've heard that Port Elizabeth is absolutely beautiful for racing. So to be able to tie those two in for a world championship is kind of, a big bucket list check. I think I would like to race in South America.
Really?
In South America, so I think that would be a really unique experience. And I'm going to race in Cabo at the end of this year. There's 70.3 in Cabo, so that's actually a huge bucket list one as well. So I'm taking a few boxes off this year.
Nice. Well, I only have a few more questions for you. I'll first let you plug where people can follow you on Instagram. How can people follow you?
Ellie Salthouse 1 is my Instagram handle. I'm also on Twitter at Ellie Salthouse. I'm not super active on Twitter. I'm more of an Instagram fan, but I am posting on Twitter as well. But yeah, mostly Instagram, and I have a Facebook athlete page. You can follow along there. It's a lot of the same stuff as Instagram, but if you're more fond of Facebook, I have that too.
Okay. Do you have a race blog as well?
I have a website, ellisalthouse.com, which has a lot of my race photos, my schedule, my thoughts about racing, and people can leave their comments as well as contact me about race ideas and that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, Ellie, I just want to thank you so much. And with that, I only have one more question for you. And it's always my favorite question to ask everybody. What's your definition of a perfect race?
You know, I've yet to find out. I think the perfect race for me would be, I think one where I can stay mentally on top of my game the entire way. Not one point where I drop the ball and my thoughts start to turn negative. I think for me that would produce the perfect day for me.
So Boulder wasn't that perfect day then?
No, I'm still yet to have the perfect day.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, if I had a perfect day, I would not keep pursuing the perfect day, and that's what keeps me going in this sport.
Wow. Well, Ellie, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience with me and all my listeners. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to following you at World Championships, and I would love to have you back on afterwards to share your experience about that.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Hopefully, I have some good news for this one chance to share with you all. So thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome, and I'm sure it will be a great race to talk about.
Fingers crossed.
Awesome. Well, you have a good day, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, you too.
You too. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you were able to learn something from today's episode. If you enjoyed the show, please take a minute to leave a review on iTunes or share it with a friend. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to see pictures from this athlete's race, learn more about who I am, what I'm doing, or be on the show yourself to share your story, check out my website at CoachTerryWilson.com. Until next time, continue the pursuit.